I think I'm on. Hi, I'm Patty Whipfler, and I'm just happy to see you parents, happy to be with you in this virtual way. And sorry, my screen is blinking and I don't know why. Okay, well, I'm Patty. I'm here to be with you to just talk really quickly about juggling special time for several children, two or more in your household right now. But before I do that, I just want to preface it by saying that parenting is kind of the ultimate advanced course in tolerance of imperfection. And it becomes that from the very moment that our babies are born. And the tolerance is that we need to develop our tolerance for our own inability to do the job we wish we could do. Um, Tolerance for our partner's mistakes and difficult moments, tolerance for our children's difficult moments. There's just an awful lot of tolerance that we need to develop in order to keep a good perspective. The perspective that we want to keep as parents is, our children are good. They're good through and through. There's nothing wrong with them, even if they are doing the nuttiest, most difficult things. They're just full of tension and they're trying to find a way to let it out. And we can help them if we're having a good moment, and we don't have an easy time helping them if we're not having a good moment. But these very difficult moments where nobody can think very well do pass, and we're all still good. Our children are good. We are good through and through. Our partners are good. Those people supporting our family are good, even though they have their little rigidities and their little, difficult moments too. It's like difficult moments come in abundance with parenting. And we just have to keep remembering that we're good people. And in particular, right now, we're going through difficult times. There are uncertainties, there are of all different kinds. There are fears that crop up with something like a pandemic. We've got kind of a lot going on emotionally, a lot going on in our minds, and we're trying to be present and positive with our children. So special time is one of the tools that can help us do that. If we can carve out 2 minutes to be present and positive with a child, that really benefits the child greatly. But if you have several children at home all day and all night, then these are some ways that we have found. I have not tried all of these ways. I've probably tried most of them. But these are ways we've found that parents can actually turn a difficult time into a better connected time, into and turn difficult relationships into a few moments where things actually really go well, which then helps us remember that we're good and our children are good, and things, although they're not perfect and they're not probably not going to be, that we can, kind of bungle along in a forward direction together, having connected. So here's some ideas for juggling special time among several children. So the classic idea is, if you have a partner or someone else who lives in your household, they can take special time with one child, or they can hang out with more than one child while you do special time with one child, and then you do one child after the other, or you do it, special time one day after another, a little bit for each child, while the partner, kind of holds the fort. So that's the classic and in some ways the easiest idea. But other ones are that one child plays with another child while you do special time with a third. This is sometimes possible. Usually you want to take the squeaky wheel first, the child who's kind of, has the easiest time getting disconnected, and get them connected so that they can handle the separation from you while you do special time with the next child. I know we have a story of one parent who came home at 10 o'clock at night after a long shift away from her three young daughters. And the daughter in the middle was the one that was most difficult all the time, actually. And so she did like 10 minutes of special time with her. And that daughter had a good cry about missing her mom. And why did she have to come home so late? Why did she have to work so late? And the other two children played together. And then after that sweet, listening to that sweet cry, that daughter played well with the youngest daughter, who she never got along with, while, the mother took the older daughter and did special time with her. And then the older daughter could be with the middle daughter while the mom listened to the younger daughter with special time. And all of this is like at between 10 and 10:30 at night. And then everybody could go to sleep. She had connected with her girls. They'd done really well. So that's an example of how that can work. And children tolerate stress of not being the one in focus better and better the longer you have a tradition of doing special time. The more they can trust that you will get to them, or that you do love them. So setting up a tradition of this really does enhance how well special time works to connect you, and how well your child can remember that you're connected once you have to go do something else. Let's see, if you have 2 children and 2 adults in the family, you can do special time at the same time. Everybody gets special time at the same time. You can do, if you're just beginning and your kids are gonna, have meltdowns because somebody else is getting 1 minute of attention, you can make a little pillow that is the waiting station. And sort of, you want to playfully, you have to watch your tone here, but you just, okay, here's where you're going to wait. You just put your bottom right here, and I'm going to do a 1 minute special time with your sister. Okay, just 1 minute, and then it's your turn, and she gets to sit on the waiting pillow and watch and see what happens. Okay, and then you just do the best you can with 1 minute with this child. And then you go, okay, that's your special time. Little hug. Okay, your turn on the waiting pillow. Your sister's going to get special time now. And you can go back and forth, little 1 minute at a time, several times, and children will learn that it's going to be their turn, slowly but surely. So that's very short special times. I know one of our instructors was a visiting nurse for a while, and she actually used these very short special times really successfully when she was trying to talk with a parent and the child was kind of, jumping up and down, needing attention. She would do like quick little 2 minute special time. Okay, now I'm going to talk to your mommy. And it worked pretty well. Let's see. So you can use nap time, bedtime, or getting up early in the morning to create some space to do special time with one child. I'll tell this little story. I love this story. There's a mom with 2 girls, and the older girl there was a lot of off-track behavior regarding her feelings about her sister. And what the mom did, because it was very difficult to get special time with either one of them separate, she woke the older one up at 6:30 in the morning, a half an hour before the usual get up time, and said, okay, I have some special time for you. What would you like to do? We have 20 minutes. You can do anything you want. And what her daughter wanted to do was, Mommy, you get a pencil and a paper. And then so Mommy gets a pencil and a paper, a little tablet, and Mommy, we're going to hide behind the couch. And so Mommy and daughter hide behind the couch. And then daughter says, okay, Mommy, I'm going to tell you all the things I hate about my sister. And I want you to write them down. And Mommy says, okay. And she makes this long list of things I hate about my sister. And, okay, is that all? No, Mommy. Also this, and just writes it all down. And then the daughter says, okay, now I want to get up and play. And so they spent, I think, 10 minutes listing all of the reasons why her sister was really intolerable. They got up and played. And when her sister woke up, what they usually did was fight over who gets to watch which video. And that morning, the older daughter said, Mommy, I'm going to set up the video now. You come sit with us for a little while, okay? And she invited her mom in and said, you sit between me and my sister because I know she wants to be next to you too. And was just totally thoughtful and, like ready to give her sister access to the mom, which was like the best and sweetest thing. So I don't know. It's just an example. It may not work exactly that way for you. Probably won't, but it can sometimes be like that. Okay, so here's one that I have tried for sure. A grandparent or a parent who is at work but is on lunch break and can take 20 minutes to 15 minutes or 5 minutes to pay attention to one of the children, can call you up and say, okay, I'm ready to offer special time. Who's going to get? And you do special time with one child, and then you do FaceTime special time, or the other parent or grown up grandparent interested friend does special time with the other child. And the children all know how to bring a phone with them and show people things with the phone, and or someone can read them a story, or anyway, my grandson went on doing tricks on the bed for me while the computer was set up with a screen facing the bed for something like 20 minutes. Okay, Mima, now I'm going to do this one, and then jumping on the bed and doing flips and running from far and, doing amazing flips. So screens really help if you have someone at the other end. Let's see. So a child can be occupied with this podcast or a video on the screen. Like, screens are not all bad. They can really help you provide concentrated one-on-one attention to individual children. If other children have something that that they can climb into and do. Sometimes you can set up a special activity. I guess the one that comes to mind, because my sons used to love it a lot, is making concoctions. So you could have one child in the kitchen with, a bunch of oregano and a bunch of rice and a bunch of baking soda and a bunch of vinegar and pepper, and I don't know, you just gather the spices that are cheap and plentiful, put them out in little containers and say, you can use part of this or all of this. You can make any concoction you want, and I'll come in and I'll taste whatever it is you cook up. And that's kind of a special thing too, because you're going to have to, ew, my tongue is hot, the pepper, oh my gosh, what did you put in here? And they can laugh and laugh and laugh because you promised to taste the thing and they made it really awful, especially awful for you. So that, so the concoction person or two kids can put together some really nasty tasting stuff for you while you're giving special time to the one who, needs it first. Or kids can take turns making concoctions, and you can have really awful stuff to taste, 3 or 4 different times in a morning. But everybody will get some laughter and have some fun. And the last thing I'd say is just to have a big old physical wrestle or chase game or tag game or hide and seek, where everybody's involved and it's going well between you. And that kind of game where there's laughter and connection fills children's attention cups. And if their cups are full, then it might be easier to do 5 minutes of special time with each one after a great big old fun, game. I know one of our instructors ran a nursery school, and on rainy days, the kids couldn't go outside. There's no way to kind of let your energy, get your energy out. And so what they came to was balling up pages of newspaper until you had like 25 balls of, wadded up newspaper, and then, just throwing them out in the middle of the room, and the kids were throwing the newspaper all over the place. And there's no harm that can come from that. The children really love it. It's different. It feels freeing and adventurous. They get very encouraged, and after 5 minutes, it kind of peters down, but children have used their energy and laughed a bunch. And so, yeah. So those are the ideas that I have. None of them may work for you. You have, again, it's like, just, keep noticing that you are building tolerance for what is rather than what you hope it would be or what should be or what Patty Whitfler says is possible. Don't worry about that. It's like, it is what it is, and it's the best you can do, and it's you loving your children in the best way you can. And there it is, yay, you've made it through another day. So be pleased with yourself, even if none of these ideas turn out very well. They can and will turn out better over time. But, first try hopping on a bike, and almost everybody falls off, and it's okay. So we wanted to say that we are going to start putting out a special time toolkit. And in the toolkit, and I have to read here, are going to be our booklet on special time and a checklist for, all the different important pieces about special time to make sure that you've got all the important things. You're doing all the important things to set it up as special. A planner so that you can kind of think ahead of time about when you might be able to try some of these strategies to get special time across to your child or children, and a workbook. So all of these are going to be available next week. It's part of a fundraiser for Hand in Hand. We are a nonprofit organization. We cannot serve parents the way we're serving you without donations from people who care about us and who care about parents getting support and good information. So if you care about those things and you've got $6 and can donate it to us, you'll get the special time toolkit. And that's coming out next week. When I do this Facebook Live next Thursday, we'll have a link for you so you can get the toolkit, and so you can help pay it forward, help support other parents who are going to come in contact with Hand in Hand after you have, and who hopefully will be helped by the information and the support that we're offering. We'd love to have you help us build this community of parents helping parents. And we can't really build it without you. So thanks for coming. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.